Government agencies play a pivotal role in supporting a wide range of public assistance programs through the administration of grants for everything from rental assistance, supplemental food and nutrition, education funds for teachers, or health and other emergencies. I'm Wyatt Cash with Scoop News Group, and here to talk about how EY and Microsoft have teamed up to develop a grants accelerator solution that can help numerous agencies manage their grant programs more effectively are Quiana Smith, Director for Markets and Business Development at EY, and Amy Jones, U.S. Public Sector AI Lead at EY as well. Quiana and Amy, thank you so much for joining us. And Quiana, let me start with you. Can you discuss the key challenges faced by government entities that EY has addressed using Microsoft's technology solutions in this grant space?
Happy to. Wyatt, happy to do so. And we can even talk outside of the grant space. And again, thank you so much for having us here today. So as we look at the alliance between EY and Microsoft as a whole, we've actually been working with Microsoft across multiple sectors and industry verticals for about 7 or 8 years now. And with the urgency that COVID-19 brought to the world, we were able to establish a product-centric model with Microsoft, in which we, in some cases, developed on our own and in others acquired and built upon technology IP to address immediate needs for agencies in areas such as global vaccine management, which then led to a global health equity initiative, as well as you mentioned, grants management with our EY Grants Accelerator. And that particular IP has helped many agencies manage, track, and distribute real estate, rental assistance, education, healthcare, infrastructure, and small business funding to support their citizens. So EY Grants Accelerator is listed on the FedRAMP marketplace, and it has helped agencies disperse over $2 billion in funds over the past 3.5 years. So we're quite proud of that.
Absolutely. And then let me follow up by asking, how does EY's solution leverage the Microsoft platform's capabilities to enhance interoperability?
So we have the pleasure of working with Microsoft. So they take interoperability very seriously, and they ensure that the different multi-vendor systems that are in an agency's environment can effectively communicate and exchange data. And the way that Microsoft does that is they actually deliver that interoperability. They also provide developer resources and access to their intellectual property if needed, which we leverage here in our EY Government Enclave development environments. And having that access to these technologies and tools really helps develop our solutions with our clients in a more streamlined way. And that has further fueled the success of launching our IP and our technology assets like EY Grants Accelerator into the global government market.
So, Amy, can you talk a little about in what ways are these solutions really driving efficiency or providing insights and compensating for the shortage of skilled professionals in the public sector?
The acute reality that most of our clients are facing is that there's massive funding cliffs across the board in different areas, and it's impacting different mission sets in different ways. There's a broad inability to hire, not just for skilled workers, but at volume that's needed to keep up with the level of work and expectations across the government space. And there's ultimately a need to improve automation in decision-making so that available funding is maximized across all sources. So that's efficiency and effectiveness of how it's built. In addition to mission-critical tasks for the entirety of our GPS community, our public sector community, we're focused on creating applications that automate the low-value, repetitive tasks. The workforce, both ours and our clients, continue to express a need for time for more creative tasks that require critical thinking. And we're very aware that our clients have unfulfilled roles, and the current workforce shoulders all of those additional tasks that those unfilled roles leave for gaps. We are identifying cognitively heavy tasks, for example, automation of some of the application writing using generative AI, and helping to lighten the burden so that those who serve can have additional time for critical but deprioritized tasks. It's really hard to be strategic when you spend your entire day being compliant, and we recognize that, and we're trying to break down those barriers.
That's a great point. Let me follow by asking, I understand EY has made a significant investment in something called EYQ, an enterprise version of ChatGPT built on Microsoft's platform. How is this investment shaping the services provided to public sector clients, and what efficiencies are being realized through this collaboration so far?
We are super excited about this skill set that has been provided to all of our professionals. So I say skill set intentionally. It's an application. Absolutely. It's a tool that we all open on our desktops. We have a huge number of our professionals that are using it on a daily basis. But what I love is that it's upskilling the entire workforce. It's not just folks like me who used to sit in dark rooms and code. We're bringing everyone along for this. And we're doing it not just with a chat feature that everyone's sort of fairly aware of with ChatGPT, but also building in skills to allow for the functionalization and scale of best in breed prompts. So crowdsourcing small format applications that teams are using, and then using our AI engineers to enhance those and create patterns and usage that everyone else can leverage. We've got built-in RAG models for knowledge management in a centralized platform. So you can use the tool to look up HR policies, write compelling narratives for certain client applications that are very consistent across our commercial and our public sector practices, and really use best in class on both sides. That's the value that EY brings to our public sector. We're large on both sides, and so they don't just get a long-term traditional government contractor, they get a lot of commercial innovation in the way that we bring the market to bear with them. And EYQ is one example of how we're kind of sharing all of that knowledge.
I love your point about how it's helping to upskill public sector workers. The last question for you, real briefly. Can you talk a little more about the current prototype of EYQ within the government enclave, and how is this initiative demonstrating the potential for scale and efficiency in government operations?
Many of our clients are working in parallel with our own internal efforts to effectively and securely provide enterprise disconnected ChatGPT applications. This is a really hard problem to solve in some of the networks that we work. The chatbot alone is a huge step forward, and we're seeing that continually move forward, but maximizing ROI through shared tools, so return on investment, being able to provide people with the skill sets, with the training, with the upskilling that I talked about. We lead by example. So we're not going in and telling our clients, you should do this. We're actually saying, hey, we've done this and here's some lessons learned. We've scaled from 500 beta testers to an international company. We have firewalls for some of our different sensitive information sets. And that's where the government enclave really comes in, is we're doing it on the commercial side, and now we're pulling it forward with all of those requirements around data sensitivity, et cetera. We're also acutely aware of some of the lessons learned that we've had along the way. We switched GPT models at one point and saw our cost increase 10x. Fortunately, we were managing that cost and watching those consumption models hourly, and caught it and rolled it back before there was even, a significant impact. But those are the types of things that we can talk to our clients about, is those real life cost, schedule, scaling, applications of an EYQ type environment within government sensitive cloud and on-prem.
Sounds like a very important lesson learned. Quiana, back to you and wrapping up here. Looking to the future, what are the upcoming challenges that EY and Microsoft are preparing to address together? And how do initiatives at the federal and state and local levels reflect the power of alliances in rapidly developing and deploying new capabilities in response to emerging needs?
Yes, well, we've definitely had our share of engagements that required rapid yet effective development and deployment of capabilities during that era of COVID-19. So we will definitely continue to leverage those successes as well as the lessons that we learned during that time to deepen our commitment to the government clients. And as we look to the future, we are continuing to execute at the city, county, state, federal, and even the nonprofit level to really drive innovation, not just in the areas that we've discussed around global health equity and grants management, but also in areas such as workforce development, human resources, and tax innovation. And we're definitely diving deeper into our capabilities around data analytics, artificial intelligence, generative AI, as Amy just shared with us, and also cybersecurity. That proliferation of the data and the ongoing significance of the security of that data makes it really important for EY and Microsoft to continue to jointly invest in these areas. And I'll just share one example of one of the initiatives, and that is our generative AI for state and local government initiative that we've recently that's recently gotten underway. And at a high level, it positions EY to bring our risk and governance expertise to the forefront to help agencies create responsible AI strategies, as well as offers our assets such as EY Impact, which Amy is leading for us from a product perspective, and EY Grants Accelerator, which we've discussed, which is they're both valuable on their own, but when you integrate them together, it gives agencies the ability to better understand the disparities that their citizens are experiencing, whether that's domestic abuse, homelessness, to name a few. And then after gathering that data and insights on those disparities, they're given access to a list of grants that they can apply for to address those disparities. And once those applications and funds are received and accepted, then you have EY Grants Accelerator on the back end to help with the distribution of those funds, as well as measuring the impact of those grants on the community. So we really celebrate the ability with Microsoft to leverage their expertise and ours in order to make a positive impact, but more importantly, to achieve our individual missions of making a better working world and also empowering every person and every organization to achieve more. So we can look forward to continuing to do this work with Microsoft.
Sounds like some exciting work there. Well, Quiana Smith and Amy Jones, thank you so much for taking a few minutes to share your respective insights on how EY's alliance with Microsoft is really helping federal, state, and local government agencies continue to move forward with their efforts in serving the public. So thank you both for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Having us, Wyatt.